Thank you so much, Steph. And a story that the world is watching. Tiger Woods recovering in hospital this morning after a single vehicle crash outside of Los Angeles, leaving the golf legend with serious leg injuries. He's lucky to be alive here. Woods suffering multiple fractures in his right leg, as well as injuries to his ankle and leg muscles. Doctors had to insert a rod to stabilize his leg. In a statement posted to Woods' Twitter account, his team saying that the golfer is awake, responsive, and recovering in his hospital room. Woods was the sole occupant of that vehicle. Police say they do not suspect that he was intoxicated, but that speed was a factor in this crash. Now, there's a lot of support for Woods on Twitter, including fellow golfers Mike Weir, Ernie Els, all both sending their best wishes, along with Phil Mickelson. Athlete Serena Williams also sending words of comfort to her close friends, saying we will get through this. And former President Barack Obama also tweeting about the accident, saying here's to a speedy recovery for the GOAT, greatest of all time of golf. And coming up a little bit later on this morning, we're going to be going live to UCLA Medical Center with CNN reporter Camilla Bernal with the latest on Tiger's recovery. All right, back here at home now to our streets. Two tow trucks torched within minutes of each other. It happened late last night in North York's Parma Court neighborhood. So police were called to the first fire, which was near Victoria Park and Parma Court just before midnight. Responding officers here discovering a second blaze at Victoria Park and Sunrise Avenues. Police telling our newsroom that an unknown accelerant was used. They say both trucks belonging to independent operators. And the fires come after several incidents in recent months of tow trucks being set ablaze in what may be a turf war. There is no word if these latest fires are connected or if there are any suspects at the moment. To COVID-19 now, an outbreak has been declared at Toronto Police 31 Division in North York, as well as Toronto Police College in Etobicoke. And we are live right now at the college, which is near Islington and Lakeshore. Police not releasing the number of officers and employees that have tested positive. The college has since suspended all in-person training, and officers from outside 31 Division are assisting with calls. Toronto police say the outbreak will not affect their ability to provide policing. Both locations have been sanitized and cleaned. Well, the Ford government has asked each of the province's 34 public health units to come up with their own vaccine rollout plan. But people next in line for the shot, including those 80 and older, as well as Indigenous adults, are waiting anxiously for these details.
They're worried and they need information. In fact, even family doctors are worried and they need information.
There are many different ways that this is going to be rolled out, and this is going to be made clear to the people of Ontario in a very short while.
The province says the goal is to begin vaccinating adults 80 and over by the middle of March. While some experts are critical of the province's handling over plans to each region, others say it will actually allow for a smoother rollout.
They know their constituents best. They know the needs of their communities best. And what works in one location might be different from another location. So, for example, your exact rollout strategy north of Kenora might be very different from your strategy in downtown Toronto.
However, key tools are still not in place, including call centers or web portals to book appointments. There's also concern about accessibility to internet as well as language barriers, with the first systems expected to roll out only in French and English. Well, U.S. President Joe Biden reiterating his country's support for Canada as he met with our Prime Minister for the first time as president.
All right, take it away, go.
Mr. Prime Minister, it's good to see you, and I wish I could reciprocate the hospitality you gave me when I visited Ottawa as Vice President in 2016.
The two leaders meeting virtually, emphasizing our nation's remaining strong allies and friends. COVID-19, of course, top of the conversation here, but there were few concrete details in public remarks about how these countries will cooperate on critical issues like Biden's Buy American executive order, the Keystone XL pipeline, and whether Canada could get vaccines from Pfizer's Michigan plant.
Canada and the United States are going to work in lockstep to display the seriousness of our commitment at both home and abroad.
Job one remains keeping people safe and ending this pandemic. This afternoon, the President and I discussed collaboration to beat COVID-19, from keeping key supplies moving and supporting science and research to joint efforts through international institutions.
Biden vowed to work with Trudeau to secure the release of the two Michaels, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, detained in separate Chinese prisons. Trudeau told Biden U.S. leadership has been sorely missed over the last 4 years. All right, your time now is 6:09. Coming up, a new poll suggesting the pandemic is taking a toll on principals across the country. Coming up just after 6:15, speaking with the president of Ontario's Catholic Principals Council on why stress levels are becoming unmanageable. And next up in business, more inspection for the Boeing aircraft, why authorities aren't ready to give the plane the clear for takeoff. Mike Epples next.